It was supposed to be just another quiet night at the convenience store. Fluorescent lights humming, aisles lined neatly, and the clock ticking closer to closing time. But when Emily, the young cashier, turned the key to lock the door, she did realize 3 men were watching her every move from the parking lot. What began as a normal shift turned into a night she'd never forget. A night that would reveal the true meaning of courage, loyalty, and unexpected protection. Because what those thugs didn't know was that they weren't the only ones inside the store. The hum of the old ceiling fan was the only sound that kept Emily company as she wiped down the counter for the 10th time. It was 10:45 p.m. and she was exhausted. The small-town store had been quiet all evening. A few regulars buying snacks, an older man grabbing his late-night cigarettes, and a group of bikers who'd stopped by for coffee before disappearing into the back aisles. They were big, intimidating men, leather vests, tattoos, loud voices, but surprisingly polite. One of them, the one with the long blonde hair, even thanked her and called her kiddo with a smile before heading toward the drinks section. Emily didn't think much of it. She was used to people judging the bikers that came through town, but she'd learned they were mostly harmless, rough around the edges but never rude. Still, she couldn't shake the unease that came from being alone late at night. She checked the clock again. 15 minutes to close. She sighed, ready to shut down the register, when the bell above the door jingled. Her heart sank. 3 men stumbled in, laughing loud, the smell of alcohol trailing behind them. "Hey there, sweetheart," one of them slurred, leaning against the counter. "You still open?" Emily forced a smile. "We're closing in a few minutes, sir, but I can ring you up real quick if you need something." The man grinned, revealing a chipped tooth. "Oh, we need something, all right," his friend laughed, and Emily's stomach turned. She kept her voice steady, hoping they'd just grab their things and go. But they didn't. They stayed by the counter, whispering, staring at her too long. One of them reached across, brushing his hand against her arm. Emily flinched back, her heart racing. "Don't touch me," she said, trying to sound firm. That made them laugh harder. "Oh, come on, we're just having fun," the tall one sneered. "You don't gotta be so uptight." Emily's hands shook as she backed up toward the register. "Please, just leave. I'll call the police." The laughter stopped. The air changed. The tallest man leaned in closer, his smile gone. "You think anyone's gonna get here before we're done talking to you?" he said, his voice low and mean. Tears welled up in Emily's eyes as one of them grabbed her shirt. She cried out, and that's when a voice came from behind them. "Hey," said a calm, gravelly tone. "You might want to let her go." The men froze. They turned around. Standing at the end of the aisle were 2 figures. Broad shoulders, black vests with patches glinting under the store lights. The bikers, the same ones who had come in earlier. And now, they weren't smiling. The tallest thug let go of Emily, turning to face the bikers. "Who the hell are you?" he barked. The blonde biker stepped forward slowly, his boots echoing across the tile. "Just customers," he said evenly. "Customers who don't like seeing cowards pick on a girl half their size." Emily could barely breathe. The tension was thick, electric. The second biker, a man with a shaved head and calm eyes, positioned himself slightly in front of her, his voice low but firm. "You should leave." Now, the thugs laughed again, but there was hesitation this time. They hadn't expected resistance. Not here. Not in a quiet convenience store in the middle of nowhere. "Oh yeah," the leader sneered. "And what are you going to do about it, old man?" The blonde biker tilted his head, smirking slightly. "Try me." The next few moments happened in a blur. The thug lunged forward, but before his fist even connected, the biker sidestepped and twisted his arm behind his back, slamming him against a display rack. The other 2 rushed forward, only to be met by the second biker's quick, precise movements, nothing flashy, just controlled power. Emily ducked behind the counter, heart pounding, watching in disbelief. Within seconds, the men who'd terrified her were on the floor, groaning in pain. The blonde biker knelt down, his voice cold. "You don't scare women. You don't hurt people who can't fight back. Not on my watch, you understand?" The thug nodded weakly. "Good," the biker said, standing up. "Now get out." The three scrambled to their feet and stumbled out the door, cursing under their breath. Silence filled the store again. Emily trembled as the adrenaline left her body. The bikers turned to her, their expressions softening. "You okay, kiddo?" The blonde one asked gently. She nodded, wiping her tears. I don't even know what to say." "Thank you," the man shrugged. "You don't owe us anything. You didn't deserve that." As they helped her clean up the mess from the scuffle, Emily couldn't help but notice how calm they were, how they checked to make sure she was all right before even thinking about themselves. When she offered them free coffee, they just smiled. "Nah," said the one with the shaved head. "Just promise us you'll be safe. Lock up earlier next time." The blonde biker paused at the door, glancing back at her. "Don't let fear win, kid. There's more good out there than bad. Sometimes it just wears a leather jacket." And with that, they walked out into the night, the low rumble of their motorcycles fading into the distance. Emily stood at the counter, still shaking, but this time not from fear, from awe, from gratitude. She realized something powerful that night. Heroes don't always wear badges or capes. Sometimes they walk among us quietly, unnoticed, until the moment they're needed most. And that night, in a small, empty store, a group of unexpected heroes reminded her, and all of us, that courage comes in many forms, and kindness can roar louder than hate. Never underestimate quiet strength. Sometimes the people you fear the most are the ones who'll stand up for you when no one else does.